Okay, I am back, Facebook. So, thank you, Sister Esther Bailey, for for your comment, letting me know that there was an issue with the audio over here on the other device. That's what we're talking about today. So let me start over. Greetings and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. It is Monday, so you know what that means. Mindset Monday with Dr. Michelle Clay. I, of course, am your host today, Dr. Michelle Clay. I am speaker, Amazon #1 best-selling author, doctor of osteopathic medicine, and certified holistic health counselor and clinical nutritionist, making me your holistic physician who specializes in the release of stress, simply and naturally, especially for the overwhelmed overachiever, the high-strung, high-stress, high performer. Through my coaching programs, blogs, and live streams just like this one, I help you reach your healthy, happy place of harmony so that you can live your free life on purpose and with passion. Make sure that you share, because sharing is caring. And maybe you or someone you know or care about is experiencing right now an issue, a change, a feeling of stagnation in their momentum. They feel stuck. They feel disappointed. They feel depressed. This broadcast is for you. This broadcast is for them. Today's topic for Mindset Monday is a momentum mindset. 3 ways to keep going when you feel stuck from disappointment and or depression. So first, let's define what we're talking about. Momentum. Now, the momentum is a term used in physics. It's mass times velocity. Is it mass times velocity? I think that's it. Mass times velocity. But for the rest of us who are not scientists, who are chemistry majors, biology majors, pre-med, because I had to take physics, or engineering majors, then let's break that down to something that is relatable to you. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, the definition of momentum, one of the definitions of momentum is strength or force gained by motion or by a series of events. So a series of events, what is it that can make you feel stuck, that can disappoint you or depress you? 3 Ds. Death in a family, divorce can do that. Disappointment from a breakdown in relationships, whether those are romantic, whether those are family relationships, whether those are friendships. There can be disappointments from change in work. If you didn't get that promotion that you have really had your eye on, you haven't had the raise that you've been holding out for 5 years or more. Disappointment. You get to a place in your life, in your career, especially if you are 40 plus, and though you have made some strides and you have attained some of your goals, some of you may be saying, now what? There must be more. This is not what I thought it would be. Career moves. It's time to make a career move, but maybe you're afraid. Maybe you have gone as far as you can on that job. Maybe on your job, in a situation where you don't get along with your boss, the morale is low, no one is a team player. It feels more like you're going to a dungeon than it does to a job. Thanks for sharing the video, Dr. Jared. Thank you so much. So what are there's something to keep in mind before I get to the 3 ways to keep going when you feel stuck from disappointment and depression. When I was younger, 4 games I used to play a lot. No, 5 games I used to play a lot. Uno, spades, Monopoly, the game of life, and chutes and ladders. Now see, the life that we live really is like the game of chutes and ladders, because sometimes you're climbing, you're going forward, you're moving forward, you get to a place, and what happens? You slide down. Sometimes you feel like if you take one step forward, you're taking 5 steps back. But here's the thing. If you roll the dice, the next time you move forward, you might land on a space where you climb higher. You get to climb up and get to where you were before you slid down, and sometimes even beyond. Sometimes the climb up is slower than others. And like I said, every time something happens, you have a disappointment, a setback, you're discouraged, you're down, you're depressed, and you slide down. Roll the dice, keep it moving, keep going, because step by step, move by move, you can continue to move forward and make it to the top. So remember that when you're feeling stuck or if you're feeling stagnant. So what are the 3 ways? How exactly can we get through the feeling of being stuck, of disappointment, of discouragement, and depression? Number 1, reflect on the previous times when you felt that way, when you felt discouraged and disappointed and down. How did you make it through? Ask yourself these 3 questions. How did you make it through? Did it seem more difficult at the time when you were actually in it than what that situation or circumstance feels like now? Because every time that you encounter a disappointment in your life, all it does is strengthen your muscle. So when the next time something similar comes along, you're like, oh, I got this. My muscle is strengthened. What a 5-pound weight that used to feel heavy, oh, I can lift 50 now. Question number 3, when you reflect, is what was the lesson learned? What did you learn from that experience? What tools, what skills were you able to put on your resume, your CV, or tool to put down in your tool belt so you could dig yourself out again? Think about it like this. For people who love diamonds, and I have some on right now myself, it was a lot of work that went in to not just forming the diamond, but to extract the diamond. You see, it was set in a mountain, and in order for the people to get to the diamond, they had to take a tool. Yes, when you know better, you do better. They had to take a tool and they had to, bit by bit, get through that mountain. Now, that's what you had to do in times before we had modern technology and had machines and things that made our jobs easier. But even with the machine, pound by pound, you had to make your way to the treasure that was the diamond. And that's what discouragements, disappointments, and depression do for us. They give us those tools so the next time we see a mountain, our muscle is strengthened. So it appears more like a molehill that all we have to do is stomp out. Tip number 2, don't fight the feeling. Embrace it. Embrace it and process it. There is where you can give gratitude and give God the glory. I know it hurts when you are experiencing it, but on the other side of that is an exceeding weight of glory that far outweighs them all. Tip number 3 on how to keep going when you feel stuck from disappointment, discouragement, and depression. Be gentle with yourself. It's okay to slow down as long as you aren't stagnant. That's my motto right now. And the reason why that's my motto, because last week's broadcast, you know that I was grieving from the transition of my godfather. Like I said, Disappointments can come, and what makes you feel stuck and stagnant is a death in the family. That's one of the D's. And though I slowed down, I even had to stop and cry. I even had to stop and just lay down and process it all. I didn't stop. I wasn't stagnant. So some of you may recognize these lyrics. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't nobody gonna hold or slow me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. That's a song by Matthew Wilder, sampled by Puffy. So what's important in momentum is to keep going. Those disappointments, those depressions, those times of discouragement, that is the momentum that helps keep you going. Those series of events has brought you to such a time as this. Those disappointments and discouragements were synonyms for momentum, which is energy, strength, force, power, drive, push, thrust that can push and propel you to your next and best stage of life, to the next and best phase of you, to the next and best version of you. So for a quick recap, the 3 ways to keep going when you feel stuck from disappointment, discouragement, and depression. Reflect. Number 1, reflect on the previous times you felt discouraged or disappointed. Number 2, don't fight the feeling, embrace it, process it. Number 3, it's okay to be slow as long as you aren't stagnant. Use those experiences, situations, and feelings as the energy, push, thrust, force, strength, power to keep moving and to keep going. And bonus number 4, of course, is to release your stress. You see, when you're stressed out, what happens is that there's a cascade of events that alters your hormone levels and neurochemicals, which are chemicals produced by your nervous system, that will make you feel excited. And not excited like in a good way, like you're looking forward to an event or an occurrence, but have you all wound up where your mind is spinning, but the outside of you isn't moving, is not productive, and is not progressive. And of course, I'm the holistic physician who specializes in the release of stress simply and naturally. So oftentimes what leads you to feeling stuck, disappointed, and discouraged is overwhelming stress that feels like it is weighing you down. So that's right. Keep on trucking. Yes, Mr. Ron. So I have a special opportunity for you to release your stress, to release the things that have weighing you down, to release those roadblocks that have made you feel stuck and unable to move forward. You don't feel the momentum nor the motivation. My first solo project, my book, Conquering the Chaos, the Super Wonder Woman's 12-step strategy for a stress-free life. You can order, pre-sale, and get an autographed copy from me with free shipping. You can enjoy that if you order now by going to www.stressfreelifebook.com. www.stressfreelifebook.com. In there is a journey, 12 steps to your stress-free life where you feel unstoppable, where you no longer feel overwhelmed, you no longer feel weighted, you feel light, free, unstoppable, vibrant, and abundant. Conquering the Chaos at www, and I'm going to put it in the comments later, www.stressfreelifebook.com to get an autographed copy from me and enjoy free shipping if you order your pre-sale copy now. So, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful because I always share things that I'm going through because I know that I can empower people with information which can initiate a transformation. And I was feeling extremely slow last week. It was a very disappointing and overwhelming sadness and grief. Someone that I love dearly and literally changed the trajectory of my life and saved my life had transitioned in a way that was not pleasant, where he suffered both physically and emotionally. So I understand what it feels like when all you want to do is just get in the bed and curl up. Heck, I didn't even leave the house for 4 days. Though I was slow, I wasn't stagnant because of a momentum mindset. So I encourage you today with the 3 ways, and the 4th bonus, if you're feeling that same way, trust me, it will be better in the morning. So once again, I am Dr. Michelle Clay. I am Amazon #1 best-selling author, speaker, doctor of osteopathic medicine, certified holistic health counselor, and clinical nutritionist, making me your holistic physician who specializes in the release of stress simply and naturally, especially for the overwhelmed, overachiever, burnt out business person, high-strung, high-stress, high performer through my coaching programs, blogs, and live streams just like this one. I help you reach your place of happy, healthy harmony so that you can live your free life on purpose and with passion. Until next time, make sure that you get your pre-sale copy today at www.stressfreelifebook.com. So until Wednesday for Wednesday's Wellness Wisdom Pearl with Dr. Michelle Clay, stay in momentum, use that energy, that force, that strength, that power, that push, that thrust to keep going. Be gentle to yourself, be well, and do something well for yourself. Good night.